Hello guys, welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator. We're running with a new mod. We've got Promods 2 running, so we have a greater scope to explore my home, which is France. And we will actually be going through Poitiers, which is where I live. Huzzah! Yes indeed, we'll be going around the outside edge of that, so you'll be able to see my house from there. Anyway chaps, let us go forwards. Where is the route out of here? Oh, it's over there. Oh, that's going to be a bit of a oh, that is a bit tight, isn't it? Right, never mind. Let us start the engine. Turn the wheel all the way she'll go and gently nudge her out. A dark night. It's a dark and not stormy night. It's a dark night, so we shall be fine. And there we go. Oh, actually, sorry, I keep forgetting I'm in France. Take this. Nobody's coming. Whoa, that's very wide, isn't it? I'm going so slowly that I have very little oomph to turn tightly. Right, away we go into the darkness. Ooh. Let's have some lights, shall we? Some lights, yes indeed. There's 2 trucks to go, nobody's coming. Oh, there is somebody coming. I come along, I have tomatoes. Yes, I'm carrying a cargo of tomatoes to somewhere. So yes, yes, this is a mod from a company called Promods. I'll try and put a link to them on the bottom of the video. It just adds a few more cities, expands the map a little bit, and I'm all for expanding maps. Mods, I think, are the lifeblood of the gaming community. For example, Team Fortress 2 started life as a mod from Half-Life. And Half-Life 2, and it's the sort of thing that really gets the community engaged. I mean, if you look at World of Warcraft, they've embraced mods. They've actually incorporated some mods into their game. Which I think is absolutely awesome. And other games that allow mods, I think have benefited from it by and large. Rift, another MMO. Whoops, we want to be going straight on, don't we? Don't want to be going down there at all. Rift, another game that has embraced mods, done really well. Not as big a fan base as it once had, but it's not bad. It's still a good game. It still has some decent mods, and a lot of the mods have been sort of converted. They're sort of mods that appeared in World of Warcraft that people have said, yes, I would like this mod for Rift. So you have an auctioneer mod, like a series of there's a whole slew of mods that will allow you to have one big bag instead of lots of little bags on your screen. All little things like that. I think that just adds to the game. It just adds something that... Oh, we're coming in a bit fast. Slow down there, Tiger. You'll notice the music today is not French radio. I had a cease and desist order. No, seriously, it was because YouTube and their fear of litigation have said, no, you can't play that music. It's copywritten music. So the music you're listening to today isn't copywritten. It's actually from Google's own stock of music, so I hope you like the tunes. They're yeah, and less said about that the better really, but so I'm afraid I cannot play for you glorious tunes, glorious music. We cannot go through listening to all the wonderful tunes that we didn't do before. So yes, that's I felt that was a little bit sad, actually, a little bit sad, but I enjoyed. No, that's the lights off. No, we don't want to turn the lights off. Ah! No, definitely don't want to turn the lights off. K is high beams, isn't it? Yes, must be high beams. Turn K off. That's low beams. High beams all the way. can't remember where I'm going. Where am I going? Bordeaux. Ah, yes. That's it. So, Reims to Bordeaux. 10 hours, 24 minutes. No problem whatsoever. Now, in theory, I should actually at some point just have a stop and have a rest. But I'm going to do this in one massive trip. Because that's just the kind of panda I am. Yes, indeed. What else has been going on? Well, I've been playing a little bit more Banished. For those of you who've been following my channel and watched the the town of Celine grow, may have noticed in the last couple of videos, or last video, I ran out of tools. Well, I've been playing a bit more of that, and I think we've solved the tool problem. So we built a whole load of blacksmiths and got that going. In my personal life, let's see, I'm still with my girlfriend who does all the photography stuff, all the glamour photography, which is inordinately fun, I have to admit. Whoa, there we're coming in, slow down again. And that's always good. But I'm starting to run short because having moved to France. Yeet forwards, come on, break forwards. Come on. Thank you. Because I've moved to France and my army pension is subject to various local taxes, etc., etc., which I think is completely unfair. Running short of the old cash to buy brand new games. So, if, and I mean this only if, guys, I don't want anybody sending me $50,000. Well, actually, I would like somebody to send me $50,000. But anyway, now if you have the wherewithal, and I'm talking people 18 plus here, I don't want you kids handing over any pocket money. If you fancy throwing me the price of a pint of beer, or a cup of coffee or something, please, I would be very grateful for that. It would allow me to do things like get a decent steering wheel for this and not have to rely on I'm in the wrong lane, aren't I? Or rely on my keyboard, which you can see it's a little bit twitchy. The keyboard's fine, it's just driving with a keyboard is... Oh, no, I do want to be in this lane. I was wrong. Or rather, I was right to start with. So I can buy things like a keyboard, buy some new games, get some of the new AAA titles. If anything were actually worth buying, that's the trouble. Most of the stuff I do buy these days tends to come from the Humble Bundle and stores like that. Purely because of two main reasons. One, they tend to be a little bit cheaper. They tend to be a lot cheaper. Humble Bundle, of course, as I did a whole video regarding that, you can pay what you want for a game, so that's absolutely fantastic. But it also, I feel that it gives something back to the humanity. Yes, before our Chaos Overlords land and come through the warp, or whatever, before our alien overlords destroy us, I'd like to give something back to humanity. That's a better looking map. So yes, I can give it a little bit something back, which I enjoy doing. And hopefully continue to entertain you guys as well. If you like these videos, I would like you to subscribe. That would help me immensely. It's a huge morale boost when I get a bunch of guys subscribing. It actually helps my viewing figures as well, and increases the amount of money that I earn from you watching these videos with your ad block turned off. I forgot to say, guys, please turn your ad block off. Ad block, I understand entirely why you would watch videos with ad block on. It makes sense. I do it a lot of the time, except for about 4 channels which I follow and support. But some of the bigger channels, not so much. For example, Total Biscuit, I'll watch his channels. And just to clarify for some of my American friends out there, I am not Total Biscuit, okay? Total Biscuit, completely different person. He weighs about twice my body weight. Though actually I've been eating a lot of pizza recently, so that may no longer be true. But he's a completely different chap. He's from the north of England, and I'm from the south of England, where we have an education. And we finish our law degrees. So where are we? Where are we? I don't know where we are. So a quick, shall we dare look at the map? Not while we're turning, eh? Let's find a straight bit, we can look at the map, find out where we are. That's better. So we're just south of Paris, so that's Paris over there somewhere. That's fine. Yeah, so anyway, go back to my original point. If you're watching this without block or watch my videos without block, I would really appreciate you turning them off. Don't need you to click the adverts or anything like that. So please just let the videos run for that first 5. You can turn them off after 5 seconds. So please, guys, excuse me, please, guys, if you could turn ad block off, it helps me immensely. Immensely helps me with cash earned, money earned. Excuse me. Which does, of course, keep me in coffee, keeps me in video games, and stops my girlfriend shouting at me that I should get off my ass and do something other than play video games all day, which unfortunately is my absolute hobby. After her, of course. I have to say that because she does some of the editing for this, and we'll obviously see that bit. Yes, anyway, so yes, my girlfriend Abby, she is absolutely amazing, supporting me in so many ways, not really financially, because I do have my own income stream, but she supports me mentally. For those of you who have followed my streams, and I did post a video a few months ago, which was I subsequently took down because I found it too embarrassing. I suffer with a condition called post-traumatic stress disorder, which isn't good. It's not as much fun as it sounds, and I have periods where it absolutely takes over my life. Somebody slams a car door and that's it. I'm hiding underneath the bed, looking for the guy who just tried to shoot at me. That sort of ridiculousness. Unfortunately, if you're actually suffering with it, it's not ridiculous, but there we go. If you know anybody with PTSD, all I can say is just be patient. Will you get out of my way, Mr. White Van Man, Mr. Beige Van Man? Yes, the yellow Van Man. Oh, I've got my lights on. It's morning. If you know somebody with PTSD, please be patient with them. It's not their fault. They're just reacting to circumstances that life threw at them. I mean, PTSD is famously sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Highlighted, if you will, by in America, by the Vietnam War vets who came back with all kinds of messed up problems. Well, it's not just war vets that have these kinds of problems as well. People who can be involved in horrific car crashes, people who've been raped, primarily women in that case, witnessed murders, had loved ones murdered, suffered torture, that sort of thing, can all suffer with PTSD. I myself, I'm ex-army, so you can guess where I picked mine up from. Yes, I'll admit it, I was raped whilst wearing my pink tutu, but let's not go into that. Slow down. See, 30 miles an hour, it doesn't seem fast. I didn't hit the barrier. I'm so proud of me. I haven't crashed once yet. I think it's talking to you guys that actually just sort of distracts my mind and lets my higher brain functions converse with you and lets my lower animalistic brain drive the truck, which basically is all you need to be able to drive a great big truck, is a good animal brain. So, going back to my original point. Yes, ad block, turn it off, please, guys. I would be massively, massively grateful. I understand if you don't. I do understand. It doesn't stop me hating you, but I do understand entirely if you do. Which lane do I want to be in? I think I'm going this way. Yes, I am going this way. Probably. Yes, I am going this way. That's fine. That's a little bit difficult there to see. No, actually, it's quite kind of obvious that I was in this lane. Yes, other things. Yes, PTSD. Be patient with a person if you know who has PTSD. It's not their fault. You can get treatment for it. You can take medication for it. All the medication did for me was like make my legs swell up. I literally looked like I had a couple of balloons tied to my waist. It was ridiculous. The amount of water retention was absolutely... It was actually quite painful as well, because all the skin split on my knees and the back of my knees. It wasn't nice at all. So, yes. Try and be patient with these people. It's not their fault. And some of these people, I mean, particularly the armed forces people, and I don't want to make them a special case, but they have put their lives on the line, etc., for the rest of us, so... Thank you to you guys. I also want to give a shout out to White God PT, who about a year ago, contacted me wanting to play me at Dawn of War 2 Retribution. That was an education for both of us. One of the first things he said to me is, don't crush me. I nearly fell off my chair laughing. Don't crush him. I hardly know my way around Dawn of War multiplayer anymore. It's been such a long time since I played, and it shows. It shows that I had my ass well and truly handed to me on a plate, on a really big plate. So if you want to go and watch the video of that, we played a multiplayer together as well. It was a free-for-all, but it was the two of us versus an expert computer player. So we got two noobs versus, or a noob and a not quite so noob versus a computer player. As you can imagine, I didn't do so well. Oh! I crashed. Really? What into? No, I was miles away from him. Oh, it might have been the car that I sideswiped as I changed lanes. Forgot to indicate. Should indicate. Must indicate. My girlfriend has instructed me specifically that I must indicate when I turn corners or apparently change lanes. She hands it occasionally when I'm recording. She'll hand me a small piece of paper saying, "You idiot." Which is not unsurprising really, because let's face it, I am an idiot who plays computer games all day, but I love computer games. What else? Arcade, yes, Arcade. Played a little bit more of the beta for Arcade. I'm not going to bring any footage because I just don't like the game. There's something about it that just doesn't gel with me. There's nothing that I sit and go, ooh, this is good. Rift, however, is a good game, and I do want to do some more footage of that. Unfortunately, I'm in the leveling stage, and I did promise that I would do 1 to 50. I'm at, what, 32, 34? I think I'm 32, and it's just like, I really don't want to go through this zone again. That is the one thing I would say that is bad with Rift, is your leveling process is the same practically. Once you go to the starting area, it's you have like a starting area and an initial zone. Then the second zone tends to be individual, but all the zones after that tend to be the same. I can understand why. You're on a limited size world. I mean, I understand entirely. At least World of Warcraft does do that. It does give you alternative routes. You can level from, say, 40 to 50 in one place on one character, and level from 45, like 35 to 45 in another area, just dipping into that previous area where your other character leveled for a few levels, and then jumping out and going somewhere else entirely. And I like that. That variety keeps the game very fresh, or fresh enough for me to keep playing and keep leveling ults. World of Warcraft, I'm still playing World of Warcraft. I haven't done anything really spectacular. I still haven't got back into raiding. I can't get into raiding. I used to be a hardcore raider in Vanilla WoW and the Burning Crusade, and we didn't get the big guy down in the Black Temple. We never got as far as Black Temple, but we cleared SSC, Mount Hydril, all that sort of thing, and that was fun. And I think my last big raid was Naxxramas in Wrath of the Lich King. Mr. Pandaria, I don't know. I just cannot get into it. I just don't understand what do monks need in the way of healing. I just can't quite. I'm hesitant to actually try and heal tanks, because either they take massive amounts of damage, in which case, as a druid, I tend to be a little bit pushed and just keep spamming the big heal. If you play World of Warcraft, you'll know what I mean. Or I'm not. See, I indicated there. And I didn't crash into anybody. Come on, move out of the way. Move. Can I get through? No. Another toll road. So I've had one accident already. That's not bad. But that's actually for me, for picking this game. I haven't played the game for about 4 days, so I'm going to be having accidents. indicating that I'm pulling into this lane. There we go. Oh, we've got the hang of this indicating malarkey now. So we're coming up on Le Mans. That's... Angers and Tours. Oh, come on. Why am I stuck at 60? Come on. Change up. Oh, because I'm... come on. It's a 70 euro. 70 kilometre an hour speed limit. It's now up to 100. I can go faster than 68. Come on. Yeah, so we go through Poitiers. I'll try and show you my house. It's in the artist quarter. It's actually, well, I say house, it's a flat. It's quite a small flat, relatively, but I mean, it's a one-bedroom flat. We've got an ensuite bathroom. It's really nice. Got a coffee shop about 200 yards down the road. We've got this fantastic baker who produces every morning. You sit there and open the bedroom window, and you can smell the croissants that have been baked the night or that morning. And it is a very, very difficult thing not to go down and buy some chocolate pan or something like that and just sit there and eat 2 or 3 of those and a cup of coffee. And it's I'm actually starting to put some serious weight on, so I've got to get back out into running. Get the bike. I can't really get the bike out. There's nowhere really to go with my mountain bike, which is a little bit of a shame. But so I'm going to get back out running, which means I've got to buy a new pair of running shoes, which is also more expense, more things to buy. So yes, that's all good fun. So I'm putting weight on gradually, slowly. Drinking, yes. Now drinking is an interesting one because anybody who's played PlanetSide 2 with me in the past couple of years or year or so will know that I am fantastic for leading when drunk and making some interesting calls when drunk. Most of them fairly successful. Until the point I've become absolutely incoherent. I've just lost the steering thing on here. Never mind. I lost a sweet spot for where I need to be on this scripture road. Don't know what's happened. So I haven't been... my drinking, that's calmed down. I've stopped drinking almost. I had a bottle of wine last weekend. Yeah, a bottle of wine last weekend. And that's been about it. We had a barbecue last weekend. That was all we've done, all I've had in the way of wine. So my drinking is now under control. But I am drinking a lot more coffee and eating a lot more croissant, which is not good. As far as I can tell, that's what French people do. So we're enjoying living in France, finally. A dream has been realised. What else? What else have I been up to that might interest you? I don't even know if any of my life interests you. It doesn't interest me. I find fascinating. An ex-army officer can actually come to France, make a life for themselves, and actually have fun. My internet, by the way, I am sorely tried by my internet provider. It is I'm with a company called Free, which is great. If you're ever in France and you need Wi-Fi, check for a company called Free. They usually are very, very good for their Wi-Fi coverage. Usually very good for their Wi-Fi coverage, and I quite like them for that. But as an ISP, they're actually quite reasonable. Unfortunately, they don't have great coverage, and their speed, certainly in Poitiers, is pretty poor. I've got 8 megabits up. Sorry, 8 megabits down. I've got 1 megabit up, or 0.97 megabits up. So not brilliant. Those of you sat in the UK with BT, I can't remember what they call it, the super fast one from BT, which is sort of sitting there at 75 megabits per second. Yes, laugh, you devils, laugh. Almost 10 times faster uploading videos than me. It takes me all night. This video, this is ridiculous. A video will take me about, well, I suppose this one will be about 40 minutes. But it'll take me about 40 minutes to, well, how long are we on? 26 minutes. So I reckon this one will be about 40 minutes long. And it'll take me 40 minutes to make it. Another 10 minutes to make a cup of coffee. 40 minutes for either myself, I'll say 20 minutes for either myself or my girlfriend to sit down and edit it. Add some music, add a music track, which obviously you're listening to now, but when I'm playing, there isn't a music track. And then it'll take roughly the same amount of time, plus about 10%. So it'll probably take about 3/4 of an hour to encode, which basically means to make it into from raw video file footage, which is, I think the raw video footage for this video is going to be something like 188 gigabytes. And then you can, once you encode it and put it in your, difficult to explain what encoding is if you're not a video editor. Once you encode it, it'll shrink it back down to probably 250 megabytes. And oh, that's slow. But 250 megabytes to upload at 0.97 speed takes me practically all night. So the computer's running overnight as I'm uploading, which is less than ideal. It does have to be said. Where are we now? Let's have a look at the map. Am I near Poitiers? Yes, actually, this is Poitiers. I've just driven through it. Damn, I was going to show you my house. Well, yes, because we're on the motor, we are going to miss it almost entirely. No, hang on, trying to think, yes, it should be over there somewhere. But it's not. Whoa! Completely the wrong lane, Havoc. Get back in your lane. Why you don't see lorry drivers leaning out of their windows looking around, isn't it? Because they drift into the wrong lane. There we go. That was Poitiers. Completely missed it. Nothing exciting to see there. I might see if I can get a return trip and drive through it. I'll see if there's a trip that'll bring me through Poitiers, or even into Poitiers would be even better. Just so I can show it to you guys and say, look, this is where I live. Poitiers is a very, very beautiful city. Temperatures actually not extreme. I mean, because we're more or less smack in the middle of France, just slightly to the west of the middle of smack in the middle of France. It's not the centre of France, because centre is, for you American and English people, it's like a county. It's what's called a department, and it's like a region of France. And centre is actually sort of Paris area, which obviously isn't actually the centre of France, but never mind. So, yes. But if you look on a map and if you put a mark smack in the middle of France, just slightly to the west of that. What the hell? Good lord. I think I mounted the side rails. Oh, how interesting. Going in a straight line and mounting the side rails. I don't know how that happened, unless I've just killed a car. Can't see anything behind me. No, oh, there's a car behind me. Could have killed it. But I don't think so. Now, this is the problem with France. In driving in real life is when we drive long distances, particularly if we drive down to Nice or Caen, there's large stretches of this big open, oh for God's sake, big open farmland. Stop looking out of the windows, Havoc. Big open farmland, big flat open farmland. It's the breadbasket of France, and unfortunately it's just boring as hell. You drive along and you go, look, a tree, a field, and that's about it. That's all there is to see, trees and fields. You occasionally drive past a prison. But that's about it. Yeah, occasionally there's... Or there might be an old chateau. Nobody behind me. I'm going to change it over to this lane. There we go. I've discovered that actually looking out of windows is a really bad idea. But yes. So this part here, this is all new. This was added by Promods. And so I'll pop a link in the description below. And they have a whole series of mods that you can download and activate, which is fun. So it's a 90-mile-an-hour speed limit, and I'm at 91. And I fully intend to find some more mods of theirs. I'd like to get the south coast of France as well. I'd like to drive into Nice, because that'll be an experience for you. Driving along the A20 in the middle of Nice. It's huge. It's a big motorway that goes under Nice. It's fantastic. I mean, it's a fabulous piece of engineering. I'd love to know how they did it, or read about it. Then I like engineering projects. I like big engineering projects. The bigger the engineering project, the better, actually. As long as it's done properly. I mean, the Panama Canal is one of my favourite things. When I was a kid, I used to read about the Panama Canal at least once a month, just because I found it such an engaging story. And listening to all the, the lives of the people that were destroyed and people that died. And I think they lost, officially at least, they lost something like 500 workers due to disease, accidents, but mostly disease, for every mile they dug. And they predominantly dug it by hand and with dynamite. Had a few excavators, but mostly it was dug by hand, blowing bits up, moving the rock by hand. It was an immense undertaking. And they lost 500 people. These are the official figures. There's bound to be people there that either weren't found or that weren't on the books. But anyway, 500 dead per mile. 500. You could probably lay them end on end, and it would stretch from one end of the Panama Canal to the next. And there's amazing amounts of people died building that. Suez Canal, nothing near as dangerous. Nothing near as dangerous. The army sits around, guards the Suez Canal. It's dug, thank you very much. No really nasty diseases. Bit of malaria, that's fine. Just take some tablets, sleep under a malaria tent, and you're absolutely happy. But Panama Canal, absolutely devastatingly lethal for the workers. Cost France an absolute fortune as well. I think it cost France something like 400. This is back in 1902, you've got to remember. 400 million for the rights and the initial buying the land and the initial construction cost. They started building it in 1902. 400 million. They eventually sold it to the Americans, I think, in 1927 for 43 million. And it took the Americans another... it's been so long since I've read it now. I think it took the Americans another 15 years to finish building it. For a total, and they spent, I think, 600 million on it. And so, before 1930, this thing... before 1940, this thing had cost... the Panama Canal had cost over $1 billion. Which was probably about America's GDP at the time. $1 billion. Of course, and now that America's GDP has expanded immensely. $1 billion to build that in 1927-ish, thereabouts. Slow down. There we go, nice and slow. Bring it in, 22 miles an hour, we're just coasting in. Excuse me, I've run out of coffee, and my coffee minion has just stuck two fingers up at me to suggest that she's not actually going to be making me any more coffee. Which is a bit unfair. What have I got in the bottom of my mug? Oh, I really don't want to drink that little bit. Come on. Up we go, baby. In the kitchen boat, I'm pulling into the lane. There we go. Oh, nice and safely done, you see. I've got the hang of this indicating occasionally. So we're avoiding crashing into cars. Only crashing into one car and a stationary object. You know you have problems with words that you can't actually say. Your brain knows how they should sound, but when you actually try to even say it in your head, you start tripping up. Stationary. It's inanimate object. Yes, but my brain can't put that all together quickly. I have to sound like a retard. I have to sound like I'm from Alabama. Oh, we're coming into Bordeaux. Bordeaux, where have we got? We've got 44 kilometres. Yes, we must be nearly there. This is Bordeaux. Fabulous! My tomatoes from Reims to Bordeaux. Now, it'd be interesting actually if they could actually team this game up with farming simulator, so that people who own farms who produce stuff we could then sort of transport it for them. Oh yes, you're going to like this. This bridge is fabulous. Unless it's a windy day, by the way, because it moves. I love this bridge. I've only been over it twice in real life. I can't remember what it's called. Actually, I don't know what it's called. But it's the Bridge of Bordeaux. It's awesome. Whoops. See, this is what happens when I start looking out of windows and drifting all over the place. But it is absolutely fabulous. It takes a good bit longer than that to cross. It's huge. I'm hoping that Promods will do one to cover the rest of France. I'd like to drive across that bridge. I can't remember what it's called. The really, I think it's the tallest bridge in Europe. The one that a French architect and the British architect Norman Baker designed. It's huge. It's massive. I say the highest bridge in Europe is something. And I'm not joking. It's about 1 kilometre tall, high, off the ground. If you fell off, you will die. There's no two ways about it. There's no faffing, no sort of girly landing and breaking your leg. It's death. Death is all that's going to happen to you if you fall off. And it is a beautiful piece of engineering. Do I take this? Yes, I do. Yes, I do take this. And try and follow that car, basically. 70 miles an hour. Centerville. I'm sure that's a new sign. That's a sign that we haven't had before. It basically means town centre. Bordeaux! Hello, Bordeaux! Unfortunately, because I don't own my own truck, I can't go and drive around and have a jolly up to Poitiers and achieve Poitiers. But, where are we going? Taking this one, are we? Sure, I went through a red light or an amber light anyway. But I'm sure they'll forgive me. I'm English after all, they're only French. They're reasonable chaps. Did you hear that yawning noise? Ah, that yawning noise indicating that I am tired and require sleep. See the little sleep icon? You should look at the sat nav. Look at the top row. The little sleep icon has gone blue, indicating that I need a rest. Oh, come on, up this little bit. Seriously, that was difficult. We're going over there. That looks like cars, not tomatoes. So my character will need sleep. Yes, indeed. We've been driving all night. It is... Well, it's midday. We started late at night and it's now midday. I forgot to see what time we left. But it was supposedly 10 hours ago. And we will be... Oh, it's green light. My poor character, he is so tired. I'm going to go in there, have we? Really? Oh, Jesus H. Christ, I'm delivering to Lidl. Excuse me a second. Let's have a quick look outside. There's no way I'm going to be able to turn that round here and back it into there. So I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much, guys. I've been Havoc. I am indeed the Angry Panda. And if you like the video, please subscribe. Let's turn the engine off. If you like the video, please subscribe. I'd be very grateful. If you'd like to watch the video or any other of my videos without your ad block on, I would be incredibly grateful. Thank you very much, guys. Catch you on the flip side.